Ok ragazzi, ecco qua, showcase di Little Nightmares 3. Vediamolo insieme. Bam!
Peggy 16.
Go back to sleep, little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
Hi, I'm Jane Douglas, and thank you for joining us for this Little Nightmares showcase event.
And I'm Maya, Community Manager on Little Nightmares, and I'm so happy to be here, especially since we have some charmingly terrifying updates to share.
We're going to be joined by some fantastic guests who have been working on a variety of Little Nightmares games and projects.
And hopefully they don't go sending too many chills down our spines.
Hopefully. They're going to be talking to us about the fantastic projects they've been working on, and we're going to get an exclusive reveal of a new chapter of Little Nightmares 3 and a deep dive into some gameplay.
We might even see the return of a Little Nightmares fan favourite. Who knows?
Who knows? But if you think we'd spoil everything here in the intro, don't even worry about it. There are going to be plenty of surprises.
Parleranno del gioco
right.
e
Now,
ci
some
sarà
of you
del
might know that I've
gameplay.
been a massive fan of Little Nightmares since the first game came out way back in 2017.
Wow, was it really that long ago?
It was literally that long ago. And since then, we've been following Mono and Six through countless terrifying locations, from haunted hospitals to creepy kitchens. Many of our childhood fears have come to life. And now it's time to face another one in this exclusive Little Nightmares 3 trailer.
Ok, nuovo trailer, tanto per cominciare. È cambiato lo sviluppatore, adesso lo fanno Supermassive. Ah, gli devi spaccare il cranio a quello, se no ti continua a inseguire. Figata. Oh, ci sono sempre quegli esserini con il cono in testa. Sì, ragazzi, anche io aspetto di più Reanimal, però voglio giocare anche questo, assolutamente.
As you've just seen, the carnival will be the main focus for today's look at Little Nightmares 3, and we'll revisit it for an extended gameplay demo and a deep dive into that gameplay. But for now, I'm very excited to say that we're ready to reveal the release date for Little Nightmares 3.
Data di uscita.
Yeah, the release date is here. Little Nightmares 3 is coming out on the 10th of October
10 ottobre.
2025.
Cazzo, speravo un po' prima, però vabbè, va bene.
But
Perfetto, abbiamo la data
before we get
finalmente.
into Little Nightmares 3 with that shiny new release date, let's talk about Little Nightmares as a franchise. I'm joined now by Little Nightmares franchise director, Lucas Roussel. Lucas, thank you for joining me. Welcome.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for having me.
I'm so delighted that you're here. And also, I understand that you're celebrating a Little Nightmares anniversary this year.
Yeah, I mean, this event is a bit special to me because it's been 10
Ok,
years now that
dai,
I
anche
started to work on
l'anniversario di Little Nightmares, ottimo.
And when I think back to how we started, I'm delighted and very humbled to see how far we've come.
And you must have worked with some really
Sì, sì.
talented
10
people over
ottobre
those 10 years.
2000.
Yes, so many. From Tarsha Studio to Supermassive Games, I had the opportunity to work with amazing people. And actually today we will meet new faces, new talent working on the franchise. And a lot of them started off as fans. And now they're putting back, all that love and energy back into the games and the contents that they're creating.
I always think that's so cool when fans of something get to work on the thing they're so passionate about.
Yes, and I really want to take this opportunity to thank, all the fans around the world, from a single game to a multimedia franchise. They've been, all the time with us, supporting us, and they're really the ones who are keeping us, motivated to continue pushing the boundaries of Little Nightmares even further.
Ok,
Well said,
vabbè.
Exactly so, because it's
In
the
sostanza
fans
stanno
that make
parlando
Little
dell'amore
Nightmares
nei confronti del
extra special.
franchise, che effettivamente è
Now, at the
stato
top
molto
of the
amato
show,
Little
we
Nightmares.
teased that we were going to be talking about some new Little Nightmares projects. Can you share anything on those?
Yes, I mean, before that, I just want to say that to me, Little Nightmares is, the world. The world is what is the most important.
Ok, Little Nightmares come franchise è più il mondo, cioè è una formula nello specifico e alla fine tutti i giochi seguono un po' questa formula.
Story. I think with the games we just scratched the surface about what Little Nightmares can offer, and the other types of media, really allow us to, tell different stories in, new ways.
That's very intriguing. What do you mean exactly?
Well, let's take the example of The Sounds of Nightmares, the podcast that we released 2 years ago. We were amazed by the reception of the fans, and especially when it comes to the main character, Noon. And actually, if you enjoy the podcast, then I think you should stay a little longer, with us in the show, because we will have some exclusive news to share.
Brilliant, thank you, Lucas. I mean, I loved the podcast.
Ci stanno investendo un po', ci stanno investendo un po' nel franchise.
Bit of it for you now. Let's take a listen.
The Sounds of Nightmares.
Yesterday evening marked my first true session with the girl. Signs of significant disorder are greater than I initially thought.
Bandai Namco Europe presents The Sounds of Nightmares.
Do you remember your nightmares?
I remember everything.
The first audio fiction series from the world of Little Nightmares.
Last night.
Audio fiction series? Ah, quindi allora è un podcast dedicato ma proprio a tema, non solo
There must be more.
che parla dello sviluppo.
Try.
Figo.
Interact with the dream.
I tried to scream, tearing my throat, but I had no breath.
You were right there. Don't tell me you did nothing.
You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to understand.
I can't help you if you hide things from me.
My head! A fire burns in there!
We can face your monsters together.
Please stop!
E ci pensate, è horror e giocoso, però i temi sono forti, cioè ci sono delle cose piuttosto scabrose.
Might be in your dreams.
Non ho idea di quanto durano questi podcast, non ne ho mai ascoltato uno. Bella localizzazione in italiano, credo che ci sarà, almeno
Here we are in
testuale.
the councillor's office where much of the podcast story takes place. Don't worry though, we'll be heading back to the carnival soon for a gameplay deep dive of Little Nightmares 3. But before that, I'll be probing the minds of Alize and Lonnie, here to guide us through the twisted world of transmedia.
Hello.
So we've left the relative comfort of the carnival, but not only that, we've left the nowhere, we're now in the counties, somewhere far less familiar that hadn't been explored before the podcast, right, Lonnie?
Yeah, that's right. It had been hinted at in the past, but The Sounds of Nightmares was the first time we were really able to dive deeper into this world. It was so satisfying for us to expand that lore and shine a light on this strange place.
Ah, quindi espandono anche la lore in questi podcast. Figo.
People included some members of our communities. I don't know if you remember, actually, it was, that contest we organized to know more about our fans' nightmares.
Oh, I do remember. We did receive some very frightening stories.
Yeah, the creativity people shared was just crazy. And adapting one of those dreams into an actual episode was a fantastic experience. And I mean, since the launch of the podcast, the response has been so positive. I can't believe we've already reached over 2 million listens.
From all over the world, right?
Yeah, because we're recorded in 5 languages, so English, French, Spanish, Italian and German. And everything
No,
we've
c'è anche in
heard
italiano
so
il
far
podcast.
was
Figo.
so positive. And I mean, I love hearing all the theories they've come up with.
Did someone say theories? Ooh. I'm here for theories. Hello, hi.
No, please
Tell
just
me.
don't ask me to explain anything. But for real, it's that mystery that makes the Little Nightmares narrative and its world so special. And on that topic, we wanted to talk about the podcast.
Yes, we wanted to announce that we're working on the season 2 of The Sounds of Nightmares. It's going to
stanno
take
per
a bit of
pubblicare
time
la
to come to
stagione 2.
life, but we're very excited because we're going to explore even more the counties and the connection between there and the nowhere.
I'm so thrilled to hear that. I've already started like my second binge listen to season 1, and I guess that's just going to have to like tide me over until season 2 comes along, right?
Absolutely. Now, Alizé, the podcast isn't the only project you're here to talk about, right? What else is keeping you up at night?
The comic book series. So Little Nightmares, Descent to Nowhere, written by Lonnie, by the way. And it's coming very soon. And
c'è anche il fumetto?
That's great.
Little Nightmares, Descent from Nowhere.
It's been a real
Ho capito
passion
bene?
project for both of us for
Mi pare di sì.
a few years now.
Yeah, and there's a little something we've been keeping under wrap until now. I actually have the official cover
Ooh.
here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, e questa
Is
è
that
la,
Mono on the
la
cover?
cover
Yeah,
del...
he's part of the story.
Sì.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me
carino.
the whole story then.
Okay, maybe not the whole story. Yeah, it tells 2 parallel stories, one set in the counties and one set in the nowhere. In the nowhere, we follow a little mute, timid girl named Hush, and she wakes up in a jail cell and she's cold, and it's not long before she meets Mono. They're a little hesitant to work together, but both of them have to try to figure out a way to escape this cold, labyrinthian dungeon that they're in.
Okay, and how does that connect to the counties?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about the counties, but it follows a detective named Myra, and she's exhausted and disillusioned with life. But she has a chance encounter with a stranger that stirs something inside of her. And after that, she decides to start investigating the cold cases of children who've gone missing over the years.
Very cool. Count me in. I can't wait to discover how those 2 places, the nowhere and the counties, like intersect and combine. When can we get hold of the comic and where?
So the first issue will release in October, but you'll be able to pre-order starting in August through Titan's comic website or at your local comic book shops.
And how many issues will there be?
So 4 in total, and we're going to release 1 episode per month until January. And
Ok,
today
il
we're very
fumetto
excited to share
esce
with
uno al
you the
mese,
official
sono
trailer.
4 uscite, è una miniserie praticamente. Ok.
I don't remember how I got here. 20 years as a cog, thinking I could make a difference. I gave myself over freely. That's why I'm here. Sick of feeling like a puppet.
I'm asking you to give it one more go. Work with me. The milk carton cases.
The vanished children, they haunt every mind in the counties. A little girl. There's always a little girl. For the second time in as many days, I'm on a precipice. But this time,
Merce pagare la consegna? Mi sa di no, sai? Non ne sono sicuro. Però lo puoi vedere sullo store. Descent to Nowhere. Ok. Ah, inizia ottobre 2025.
Incredible.
Sembrano
This
carini.
is such
Sì,
an
sì,
amazing
sempre
day
Little
for fans
Nightmares.
of the Little Nightmares franchise. I, for one, can't wait to see what everyone makes of all of this.
And we're not even done yet. I think Alizé and Lonnie have a few more surprises up their sleeves before we return to the carnival, don't you?
Yeah, speaking of it, we're actually working on a young adult horror novel set in that same location, and I can't wait for you to dive into it.
Where am I going to find the time to read?
Oh, è anche una horror novel.
What can you tell us about the young adult novel?
The novel tells the story of a young girl named Ruse. She wakes up
Alessia,
in the
grazie
carnival
mille.
in a dark room, and she's there with two other kids that she's
Benvenuti a quelli che si stanno connettendo adesso.
One of them is a
Benvenuti.
mousy girl who has a noose around her neck. And the other one is this frail, starving boy who has a mask over his face. And in that moment, for Ruse, two things become uncertain. One is whether or not she'll be able to get out, and two is whether or not these kids will be her friends or something a little more sinister.
Well, I'm already creeped out and suspicious. when can we read the book?
It will be out in September.
Wow, so games,
è il libro a
podcast,
settembre.
comics, young adult novel. Is there anything else we can be looking forward to?
Well, we might have something else, but I don't know. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, we have one more surprise for you. It's something we've been crafting very carefully behind the scenes for quite a while now. It's a project that's really close to our hearts, and I think we have a teaser for you right now.
Un teaser? Dal mondo di Little Nightmares? È fatta in stop motion?
Incredible. I'm so excited to see what that becomes.
Ma cos'è, una
Although
serie?
something tells me it's not going to end well.
Well, it's not called Little Nightmares for nothing. So we'll be gradually revealing more
Film,
about these
serie,
upcoming projects
qualcosa? Non ho
over the coming
capito.
months, so please keep an eye on our
Forse un
social media
corto?
channels and
Non ne ho
website,
idea.
if you think you can handle it, of course.
And thanks to Lonnie
Però
and Elise,
il podcast,
who we appear
il
to have left
fumetto,
behind us now in the
la-
counties,
il romanzo.
that treasure trove of information. Now,
Adesso
you're welcome to
il
the sofa.
film,
It is
quello
the
che è.
producer and art director
Ok.
of Little Nightmares 3, Coralie Tim. Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Coralie, what can you tell us about
Eh sì, l'hanno
the
espanso un bel po' il
So
mondo
our
di
two
Little
friends,
Nightmares.
Lo and Alone, they are trapped in the spiral. It is a part of the nowhere that they are trying to escape. So now they are in Carnival. It is a fun fair which is filled of disturbing attractions and frightening visitors.
Not much fun in this fun fair, it seems.
Yeah, I
sì, è
hated
tanta
fun
roba,
fairs as a kid. Flashing lights, odd shapes, stalls covered in old soft toys.
No, la data d'uscita l'hanno già
And
data.
it's all full of noise,
Scusate il gioco di
people,
parole.
lights.
10 ottobre
It's very
2005.
overwhelming.
2000,
Yeah, I've got
sì,
to say, though,
buongiorno.
as much as I hated it
2025.
when I was younger, this
Non so
level
più
is one of my
parlare.
favourite in the game. It's really cool. Should we jump in and take a look?
Yeah, yes please, let's do it. Here we go.
So here are Lo and
Ecco
Alone.
qua. Gameplay,
so Lo is
ragazzi.
the boy with the raven mask and the blue cape. And Alone is the one with the red pigtails and the green jumpsuits.
And they've come to the carnival today.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun fair, but you will see that
Il carnevale
nothing
degli
in there
orrori.
is so fun.
And it's not a great day to be at the fun fair. The weather's pretty bad today.
Il tema dei ciccioni
Yeah,
che
it is.
mangiano i
It's pretty
bambini,
miserable.
però
I mean, this
questo
is one
è
of the
sempre
cool things about
presente.
the level, I think. We tried to introduce a lot of movement into the space, so you're going to see the wind, the rain, thunder, lightning. All of that really adds to the atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, and look at that depth into the
Immagina il
distance
pacchetto
there,
completo
the
che
extent
comprende
of the
tutto.
carnival.
Non ne ho idea.
Yeah, and you can see a bit more of the carnival from the top in here. I think it's really interesting to see all the big vistas that we
Non
can
vedo
have in
l'ora,
there.
ragazzi, quanto
Yeah,
li
the vistas are
adoro.
really cool. You're going to see that as we zip across the space now. Feels really 3D, even though we've still got the 2.5D doll's house.
I mean, it looks beautiful. Grim, but beautiful in that Little Nightmares way.
Ah, c'è quello che è morto nella tinozza con le mele? I ciccioni
These
cannibali,
monsters
già.
we're seeing around.
So they are the herds. They represent the dull, grinding monotony of the working life. You can find them in the candy factory, but also here when they are allowed to have a bit of fun in the carnival.
Alla fine tutto il gioco è atmosfera, esplorazione, paura e soprattutto
I really
puzzle
love watching
solving.
the players work together to solve some of these puzzles. It's really fun when you do that.
I'm really looking forward to playing the game in co-op.
Yeah. I think it's adding so much to Little Nightmares, being able to enjoy it with your friend. Because in fact, a lot of people were doing it, but like just watching their friend playing and stuff like that. Now they can just play together. So here, this hut was just blocking the way, so that's why they moved the candies, because right now he's just occupied and we can go through.
Ah, ok. Ma praticamente lo deve
I'm
distrarre.
easily distracted with candy as well.
Jumpscare sì, ce ne sono alcuni.
Actually want to eat it.
Do I not?
It's pretty, it's pretty disgusting.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
So everything you see in the sets is pretty grimy and mucky. You know, they're not
Data di uscita l'hanno detta prima, ragazzi. 10 ottobre 2025. Sia un evento questo.
So one of the cool things we're going to see now is the players are able to use their tools. In this particular case, you're going to see Lo using his bow and arrow.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And we've got the puppets here, who are the smaller enemies. And we're going to see
sei armato, puoi usare un arco.
Okay, good, because I hate those.
Uno gli abbatte la
the cool
testa.
things about the design of the puppets is they're just that bit bigger than the kids.
Vedi?
E
quell'altro deve rompergliela e crolla.
Ok. Be quite quick. And as a player, it gives you a bit of hope that actually you might have a chance of beating it.
Sì, i primi se li volete recuperare, ragazzi, ormai costano molto poco.
That's delightful, cheerful stuff.
Yeah, so this being the sort of grim world of the nowhere, none of these attractions are particularly pleasant.
No, I don't remember this one from the fun fair.
Qua mi sa che lo devi abbattere e buttare giù nel...
Oh no.
Esatto.
He's having a terrible day.
Ah, nelle offerte del giorno, in effetti potrei.
Me and you, Maya. Who do you want to play as?
Well, I think I prefer Alone with the little pigtails.
Okay.
I do resemble her in real life, so.
Yeah, there we go. All right, fine. Okay, I'll take the mask. I like the mask.
Yeah, you like that?
Do you have a favourite, Coralie?
I think it would be Alone, but I love them both, to be honest. And I'm really looking forward for the players to just discover the whole new story that we have behind Little Nightmares 3 and see like all their life together of the two characters. I really love that, the way they are working together, but also the way they are two great friends.
The way everything is like intimidatingly oversized. Like we're kids at a fun fair, but it's not a fun fair designed for us.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't feel safe there as a kid.
No.
You can see the sleeping puppets, so you're going to have to be really careful not to wake them.
No! Now that would be me messing up the stealth when we play together, Maya. So you're going to have to forgive me now in advance for mucking up the sneaking.
Non li devi svegliare.
Really cool. It's full of loads of tension.
It's okay, Maya. We'll be doing this together, so we'll be much braver as a pair.
Absolutely, Jane.
Mannaggia, quanto non vedo l'ora di giocarlo. Volete sapere gli orari delle live, ragazzi? Tutti i giorni tranne il sabato alle 20:30. Fino a più o meno le 11.
They made it. It's good.
Yeah.
Sì, data d'uscita 10 ottobre.
Everyone can breathe again now. There's going to be no more puppets. Well, I assume no more puppets ever.
Not sure about that.
Not true. There's always more puppets.
It's one of the cool things about the Little Nightmares games, and it's really important to us as well, is that a lot of the storytelling is done in the set dressing. So all of the objects that you see, everything that we design, we take great care because we know the fans really love looking into the detail on that stuff, and they're going to make up really cool theories. So we do a lot of storytelling with the placement of the things in the set.
So you're like consciously like leaving clues in the environment?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really, really important.
Very cool.
And thank you for doing that, because I absolutely love reading those theories.
Yeah, me too. So again, the cool thing about this is as kids, you feel like you're sneaking into a space you probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved about playing the previous Little Nightmares games as well, is the fact that you're kind of sneaking around in places that you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
It makes it feel more unsafe.
Yeah, a bit of illicit trespassing.
Yeah.
Ah, vedi, la devi tirare di là, la devi passare a lui.
Because we don't want to spoil everything for the players.
No.
Here we go.
Figure it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
Ok, questo è un cut.
Okay. Time for some classic sneaking.
Yeah.
No, l'ambientazione e lo stile è sempre lo stesso. I soliti schifosissimi ciccioni che vogliono mangiarti. Non nel Plus sia l'1 che il 2, può darsi. Sul Game Pass non lo so.
I like the fact here that all the bright lights are in the background. You know, you're sort of sneaking through behind the scenes in the darkness, trying to stay safe. You're going to see alone here using
Esce anche su
the
Switch
tool in
2.
a slightly
Questo non lo so, ma
different way.
immagino di
This time
sì.
to smash through a doorway to make progression.
Handy.
Sbram.
There are different ways of using the tools, and sometimes in the different chapters as well, you can find how each tool will be useful for this specific chapter.
Ok, quindi i bambini hanno un attrezzo da utilizzare.
Oh, here we another blimmin' pinata, is it?
Yeah.
Enough of these.
Yeah, we quite like it.
I mean, I say pinata, but they don't usually have like dead bodies inside them.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
But we are stuck right now, so we need his help.
There it is.
Yeah.
Gonna lure him over.
Thank
Ah,
you.
ok,
Yeah,
lo devi far distruggere a lui.
Just gonna leave you to your pinata now.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this like sideshow attraction. That looks fun. Can we have a go on that?
Yeah, it was really important so that any character you will play, you will be able to do the...
Cool,
to do-
okay.
Ok, a quello ci si potrà
Nice
giocare, a quel
carousel in the
minigioco.
I love that. And some herd queuing. Just having a queue. Must be something good. What are they queuing for?
Not sure it's something good.
Oh, well, that's
Sorry.
just typical.
Yeah.
Ok, la coda per un'attrazione. Quale sarà l'attrazione? Tutti mega ciccioni.
Now, okay, looks like we get to go on a ride at last. Okay, a roller coaster. Now, in what way is this going to be like a nightmare roller coaster?
I think there might be some clues in the design, but I don't want to spoil it for the fans, so people are just going to have to look really carefully and figure it
Okay.
out.
Something to do with these sinister mystery bags in the car with
Quite
us?
possibly.
Okay. Oh, well, at least we get to go on a ride, though.
Yeah, it's a nice way to see the rest of the fair.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Bello perché questo qua è
now the climb.
più 3D, se
And for now,
vogliamo.
that's where we stop. We hope you enjoyed the journey. It's far from being over.
I did enjoy the journey. Thank you so much, Coralie. Thank you, Tim. That was great. I'm currently caught between the fun of a fun fair and the lingering, like, uncanny, creepy feeling. And I cannot wait to find out where this roller coaster takes us.
Ok.
Now that we know a bit more about the carnival, Maya, what can you tell us about the different editions that are available to pre-order?
So before we go through that, Jane, I'd just like to remind everyone that the game will be available in both solo and online co-op modes. Plus, with the Friends Pass, people who purchase the game will be able to invite a friend for the
Allora, si
entire
può
game,
giocare in solo,
even if their friend doesn't own it
anche
themselves.
online in
Oh, I
coop,
love that. Okay,
e
what a
c'è un
great
Friends
way to have
Pass,
your friends join
potete
you on your
giocarlo
Little
con
Nightmares 3
qualcuno.
journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Oddio, mi sa tanto che vorrò
Now, about those
farlo
pre-orders,
con Giallo,
they are now
sto
open
gioco.
for all platforms,
O con Agne.
except for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. That will come at
Anche
a later
per
date.
Nintendo Switch.
Okay, and there are a few different versions that people can choose between?
Yes, there are. So first, as well as the standard edition, we have the deluxe edition. So this one includes the Residence costume pack, which I'm sure our fans will instantly recognize from our previous games. It also includes the Secret of the Spirals expansion pass, adding 2 new chapters, exploring new locations in the
ma la
spiral.
Deluxe Edition
And
quindi
last but
c'ha...
not least, the expansion pass includes a costume set inspired
Quindi non
by
solo i
an
set di
iconic
costumi o cose del genere, ma 2 capitoli
universe.
aggiuntivi.
That's a
Questa
lot.
cosa la odio
It
però.
really is. And for those who want even more, we have the collector's edition, which includes everything from
E la
the Deluxe,
Collector's Edition.
plus a steelbook,
Che figa
an
che è
art book,
questa.
and
what's this?
This beauty.
Hey.
Want to take a look?
Oh, I do. Yeah, let me
There
look.
you go. Just
Oh.
look at those details.
Cute. I
Really
love
is.
that.
Ancora non c'è il gioco e già il
If that
DLC.
still isn't enough,
Questa cosa non
we
mi
also
piace
have
tanto.
The premium collector's edition with even more content
Ma
available
cosa?
exclusively on the
Collector
Bandai Namco
e
store,
Premium
which will
Collector?
also be home, by the way, to an extensive lineup of merch, which
Sure.
includes this
Hey.
jacket. Look at this.
Yeah. I've been eyeing that. In fact, I've got
Addirittura
mine
la
already.
giacca questa
What?
costerà
Where did you get that
una
from?
cosa
From the
tremenda.
Bandai Namco store.
Of course.
And there's a pre-order bonus that you can tell us about.
Yes, there is. So we absolutely loved the first 2 games, and you know, as fans ourselves, we really wanted to give players a little nod to our beloved 6 with the Dark 6 costume sets.
Well, that's perfect, because I
Ok.
don't think any of us can get too much 6.
Il preordine
And
c'ha il
for those who wanna see
costume
even
dei
more of
precedenti.
6, I'm very happy to announce that over 8 years after the release of Little Nightmares, we'll be releasing the enhanced edition of the game on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. And
Come
that will
la
be at the
enhanced
same time
edition?
as Little Nightmares 3. Do you want to take a quick look?
I do, yeah.
Aspetta, ma hanno No, la remastered del primo? No, vabbè, che fai? Non lo giochi? Ok. Vabbè, dai, lo devo rigiocare, abbiamo capito. Con ray tracing, questo mi sa che sarà importante per questo gioco. Solo il primo però, non il 2. Ok. Ma sempre il 10 ottobre?
Now, how did you like that?
I loved it. Now, we've come outside with Coralie to talk about this new enhanced edition. Coralie, what can you tell us
Già penso sui
about the
40.
changes
Se lo
and
fanno
upgrades
pagare,
and tweaks
ragazzi,
you've made for this new version?
So with
sì.
Little Nightmares 3 catching the attention of
Se lo fanno
so many
pagare, vale la
players, we
pena,
really
questo
wanted to
dovete
bring
deciderlo
6
voi.
stories
A me
up
piace
to
un
the
sacco.
standards. So the first thing you
È molto
notice
carino,
is
però se lo
these
fanno pagare.
announcement visuals.
Absolutely stunning, that's for sure.
Thank you. And you will see that we've added ray tracing, volumetric lighting, all of those things that add so much to the atmosphere while staying true to the DNA of the game.
Sempre il 10
We've
ottobre.
also added
Sì.
new gameplay helpers and new checkpoints.
Vabbè.
And that's to make the game
Vuol dire
even more
che-
enjoyable for all
Vuol
sorts of
dire che
players.
So it's going to be a
spero
great
di
way
giocare in
for someone who's
anteprima
like literally
il
never played the
3,
first game to experience it
per
for
poi
the first time.
recensirlo.
But also, if you did
E
play the
il
first game,
10
you can kind of
ottobre
relive it
cominceremo la
with a
nostra
new
running live
experience.
del primo
Exactly.
Little
And to
Nightmares
give
in
everyone the
versione
chance to dive right in,
enhanced.
Little
Che ne
Nightmares
dite?
Enhanced Edition will be available immediately for anyone who pre-orders a digital edition of Little Nightmares 3 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC.
Oh wow, so
Ok.
I basically need to go
quindi
play
è
it right after
incluso.
we finish doing this show.
Yeah.
Ok,
well, you might
figo.
not have to wait that long, as I think this concludes
Aspetta.
our show for today. So Little Nightmares 3 will be out on October 10th, 2025
No, non ho capito.
on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Xbox Series and Xbox One, Nintendo
Aspetta.
Switch and Nintendo Switch
Ah, ma
2
col
and
preordine
PC. And you can
lo
go
puoi
to the
giocare
Little Nightmares
subito?
website to check the different pre-order offers in your country. As mentioned, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will open at a later date. And don't forget to join our new
Sta nel
Discord
pre-order.
server for all the info on the franchise.
Yeah, it's a great
Sì.
place to share your wildest
È gratis
theories.
se preordini il
I know Maya
gioco.
loves to read them almost as much as I do.
Oh, I really do. It's always great to see what our amazing yet little bit distorted community has in mind. I know I'll be right there after the show.
Va bene anche la standard? Mi pare di capire di sì. Vabbè, adesso andiamo sul sito e lo scopriamo, ragazzi. Cos'è questo? Oh, Little Nightmares VR, un altro progetto ancora.
I cannot wait to experience Little Nightmares in VR, but I guess I'm going to have to be a little patient for that one. With that final
Questo è solo un
surprise, we
teaser.
have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm off to play Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition while I wait for Little Nightmares 3 to come out in October. I will see you in the nowhere.
Take care, little ones.
Bye.
Sì, no, serio, questo brand lo stanno proprio... ci stanno investendo un bel po', eh. Sì, è Supermassive. Non sono gli stessi a sviluppare Little Nightmares 3. Gli sviluppatori degli originali Little Nightmares adesso stanno facendo un altro, che è Reanimal. Già. Ok, e vi ribadiscono la data di uscita, 10 ottobre. Pre-order bonus, il costume set di Dark Six. E pre-order to play now, qualunque versione. Ok. Solo quelli per Nintendo, i preordini aprono dopo. E la Deluxe Edition ha dei capitoli in più. Ok, littlenightmares.com per più informazioni. Va bene, quindi funziona così. Funziona così. Va bene, interessante. Mi sta venendo un'idea, ragazzi. Sapete cosa mi sta venendo in mente? Vediamo se ci arrivate. Non è difficile arrivarci, no? Va bene. Noi adesso andiamo sul sito subito. Ok, vediamo un po'. Ok. Allora, vediamo un po'. No, sono su quello sbagliato. Questo è quello originale. Un attimo. Ok, questo è quello giusto. Data di release il 10, qui c'è il press kit. Allora, pre-order now. Ok, queste sono più o meno le informazioni. Va bene ragazzi, allora intanto traiamo un po' conclusione, diciamo, dall'evento. Veramente molto bello, ci stanno facendo veramente tante cose con il franchise di Little Nightmares e a me piace un sacco questa cosa. Sì, come avete già specificato voi, gli sviluppatori originali stanno facendo Reanimal e tecnicamente c'è anche una cosa in più, no? Un altro gioco ancora, però c'è anche l'originale, diciamo, franchise di Little Nightmares che avrà un 10 ottobre. Tante belle cose, c'è il podcast, c'è il fumetto, ci sarà probabilmente, credo, non dico il film, ma forse la miniserie animata o cose del genere, il romanzo e anche il gioco in VR che arriverà successivamente. Poi con il preordine, che penso che si possa fare subito, avete accesso già a Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition del primo, ok? Quindi questo è tutto ragazzi. E adesso, come forse immaginate, cerchiamo di capire se si può fare tutto subito, ok?